Can you give us an overview of the film?
The film charts the lives of 3 people over the course of 6 years in Cambodia. It's about a brave Buddhist monk, the Venerable Loun Sovath, and 3 courageous housewives from an urban settlement in the centre of the city who go up against the World Bank and the Cambodian government in trying to fight for their housing rights. And the Venerable is a human rights defender called a multimedia monk who uses video to advocate for the rights of his community.
You say that the film isn't activism itself, it's more about activism. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, originally I had planned to go to Cambodia to make a kind of social issue documentary about housing rights and forced evictions. It was going to be, kind of quite conventional documentary, lots of talking heads and expert analysis and then footage of protests and things. But when I got there and met the Venerable and met the people at the lake, I realized that there was I felt there was a better way to tell that story, and that was to stay there and to document things as they were happening, because there was protests going on around me all the time and there were forced evictions and things were unfolding right in front of my eyes. So it felt like it would make more sense to document the reality of what I found there rather than try to force my own interpretation of it. And so really, in the end, the film became a film about those people and about their lives and about their personal struggles, rather than it being just about forced evictions and land grabbing. So it's about why people stand up for their rights and at what cost people stand up for their rights.
Can you pinpoint the most striking experience for you whilst you were out there, maybe that shocked you or you didn't expect to happen?
I was very taken by how willing people were to allow me to film, actually, and that at great risk to themselves. By being associated with a foreigner, they were putting themselves up for intimidation and threats from the government, and that often with the housewives themselves, actually, they were at risk of losing their homes entirely because they were associating with me. I was so pleased that people were so willing to allow me into their lives and to document these really tumultuous events. I'm not sure if anything, what would I say, shocked me. I found it quite shocking to see the children of the housewives as well, actually on the streets protesting. I think that was a very emotional time, but also very inspiring to see people so young, so willing to kind of carry the burden that their parents had taken on in fighting against the World Bank and their government.
Lastly, the soundtrack to the film is beautiful, and it meant a lot to you to get the exact right vision, I guess, or sound. Can you tell me about that?
The soundtrack's by a composer, electronic musician called James Holden, and I've been aware of his music for a long time, and I just think that his musical style really encapsulates the mood of the film that I was trying to create. There has this kind of crumbling, decaying, organic feel to it, and it just, I thought, was a perfect metaphor and a perfect accompaniment to the crumbling landscapes that I found when I was in Cambodia. And so we were able to approach him, and he was good enough to compose the entire soundtrack for us.